Hey, welcome to the Atlanta Dreamin' Pod. This is Joshua, ENFP underscore hoops on Twitter, and Amber, Ambi writes. And there is a whole lot to discuss, even from yesterday when we were on a spaces. There's a lot we didn't cover. And now we got this four-team trade that is going to happen. Who knows? It could happen within the next 5 minutes, or we don't hear any details till tomorrow, or it just completely falls through with it involving four teams. So a lot of different directions it can go. But first of all, I started becoming an Atlanta Dream fan during the Wubble season. So first, just what are your thoughts on Tiffany Hayes, her 10 seasons with the Atlanta Dream franchise?
Well, it ended kind of rough, but I am still like that was one of my favorite players. She's like been the longest tenured player for a while now, and it kind of hurts to see her go. I'm not gonna lie, even though I feel like it was time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I get all nostalgic and thinking about my first WNBA game. I went in 2017 was my first game in person, and it was fan appreciation. I got to meet Tip. I took a picture with
Okay.
her. Yeah, and I had to rock number 15 for the stream. But yeah, man, it's a whole lot of nostalgia going on. Like it's finally settling in that I'm not gonna see her in this jersey anymore.
Yeah.
It feels kind of weird to say. But best of luck to her. I feel like she's gonna be a great fit in Connecticut, and yeah,
Yeah. First off, like, I'm just hoping she can stay healthy. Like, I just feel
yeah.
like there was a lot missed and everything that we could have gotten just even in my 3 seasons with her here and everything. Like,
Mhm.
the Wobble season she wasn't and everything, and like just that roster, like it's just hard not to think about what we would have looked like because we barely
Mhm.
missed the playoffs that season.
Yeah,
There was
barely
the
like by a game.
and like the Kennedy injury happened and everything, like that depth with Laney and
Mhm.
everything, like
Ah.
just who knows and everything. But I think
Mhm.
Connecticut is a really good fit. I think there's still a fan base that really likes her. Obviously, she went to UConn and everything.
Yeah.
Um, she's someone that I think would have started and played a major role last season. Like she's someone that they just missed, like someone that can just put up jump shots and then also just be able to drive to the hoop. Like she's a very versatile player and
Yep.
someone that is all star caliber. Like we were talking before we got on, like if it weren't for injuries, she would have gone to at least a couple more all star games. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Especially
so
2018. That 2018 season was like she was playing out of her mind, and she was kind of pissed that she didn't make it. And she definitely had a case. She definitely had a case that year. So I mean, hey,
and it's
it
so
didn't
sad.
get
Like with Tip and
yeah.
Angel, we weren't able to take one home
Oh
yet.
man,
So the
yeah.
next, and it feels like this is just coming at the right time. Like Ryan was one of the pieces, so it
Mhm.
was just kind of a changing of the guard because now we have Alicia, who we're hoping to have for a long time. So
Mhm.
I'm really excited for our future. But
Yeah.
Tip wanted to be a starter. Just I thought about her briefly, like having us have like a lethal bench, but I just don't think that was in the cards. I think she still
Yeah.
has something to prove, and she
Mhm.
gets to be on a team that is clearly going to be at least like top five and could potentially be more depending on how the pieces fit together and everything. So,
Mhm.
so we
Yeah, I
talked
hope
about
she
it a
does
little.
well.
How are you feeling overall about the sixth overall pick? Like your gut, like do you think we're going to invest in it and like keep those picks and draft two players? Are we going to try to trade up like you mentioned? Are we going to try to get a piece for
Man,
right now? What do you want to do?
see, me personally, I love chaos, and
Yes.
I would love for us to package that and maybe move up. I don't think we're gonna get as high as I would like to,
Yeah.
but I feel like that would be like maybe a pretty good bet if we could move up just a little bit. But I don't know, like if we were to like keep the picks and just draft, I wouldn't be opposed to that at all because we have a nice draft class coming in. We mentioned Horston and Osborne, so I feel like with one of those picks we could get either or. and I'll be fine with that. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
So during the spaces yesterday and throughout the day, that was my thing. Like we get two prospects in, they'll be potentially
Mm-hmm.
part of the long-term future. And then this 4-team trade happened that's happening right now. And most of the teams are teams that I had below Atlanta coming into today. And now they're we don't know the details of who they're bringing in. But outside of New
Mm-hmm.
York, who's involved in this, we have Chicago, we have Phoenix, and we have Dallas. And those were three teams that weren't complete. Like they
Mm-hmm.
had like competitive rosters, but I still felt like Atlanta had a leg up with bringing back what were like was solid last year, and
Mm-hmm.
adding Alicia Gray, like just having both her and Ryan healthy. Like I was feeling pretty confident. I am
Mm-hmm.
not confident anymore. Like it's like
I
you were saying,
understand
like you
that.
said it right before the pod, like. You said like this is going to be a dogfight 1 through 11. Right now, I'm
Yeah,
saying 1 through 10. I'm still not buying into Minnesota or Seattle, especially. I think they're fine with
that's
being
fair.
lottery teams with
Yeah, that's fair.
what they've done so far. But everyone else, it's fair game. I was stunned
Yeah.
about Diamond personally.
Oh
It
yeah.
seems like she's all set going to Dallas. Like the two things that seem certain right now are Diamond is going to Dallas and Mabry is going to Chicago. And then New
Mm-hmm.
York, somewhere in there, some pieces are going to be involved. I've heard Onion Ware is
Mm-hmm.
on the way out, potentially Didi. But I have no idea what Phoenix would get out of this. New York will obviously just be like future draft picks because they're already up to the cap.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah, this
but
this is gonna be something crazy.
I'm at the point now, like I want to make the playoffs with these
Mm-hmm.
other teams making moves. Like I thought at least one of Chicago, Dallas, and Phoenix were just going to commit to being a lottery team. Not Phoenix because of BG coming back, DT playing their last season, but especially Dallas. Maybe it was going to be a little of a, like they're still competitive, but they're not going to fully buy in until they build like more of a foundation. And especially Chicago, I thought this was just going to be
Yeah.
blending a lot of pieces together, which they still are, but there are
Yeah.
some interesting pieces that I don't know how that starting lineup's going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Who sits on the bench among that group? But
Exactly. That's my whole thing. Because I was looking at, I'm like, all right, so you're bringing in Mabry. You already have Kai and Courtney. That's going to be very interesting moving forward. Now we know Kai's going to start. Courtney, I mean, it's a toss up between Courtney and Mabry to me.
and I'm not confident in any of them as a one.
No,
I
that's the
just do not
problem.
see that as a possibility. I don't.
Exactly. I feel you on
So
that because that was my concern. So I'm like, okay, so how are we gonna fit this together? But I do want to see it. I do want to
I do
see it. I want
too.
to see where it goes because
What
that's going
I'm
to be an
really
interesting fit.
And what I'm really hoping is Gardner is not part of this trade. Like I still have my hopes on my unrealistic hopes, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe things fell out, and that's why. And she's part of the trade, and them getting Mabry. Like I'm just so curious to get these final pieces, and I keep refreshing my phone too. I'm
Yeah.
still not seeing
Same.
updates, so yeah, I'm extremely
Same.
curious.
Yeah, this is gonna
Do
be.
you agree with me? Like, do you feel a little less certain now that we're for sure a playoff team with these other teams making moves, or are you still feeling okay?
Mm, I'm not gonna say that I'm not uneasy.
Okay,
I'm a little uneasy because there's so many moves and so much reshuffling going on that it's just like, okay, so Atlanta, what we doing?
exactly.
What we doing, Pat? Over, like you gotta do something. Like wake up. Like I want to poke you with a stick in a minute. Like we gotta do
And
something.
and this is coming like the day before. Like I was just like praising Dan for like the trade that he made. Like first off, like I think he
Exactly.
did really good for a player that wasn't even under contract for us. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
been some people that said like I wish we got more for Tip. I'm just happy we like got like I was gonna be
Listen,
happy with getting
we got a top
something.
10.
And
We got a
yeah,
top
we have
10
two
pick
top 10
for
picks
a
again.
33-year-old player who was injured last year. That's the
Yeah,
best we probably could have gotten.
I agree.
So I
That's
don't
like best
know.
case scenario.
Like I don't know what y'all like that was perfect. Like that was more than I was expecting. So it's like, okay, like, hey, we're gonna see what happens. But I mean, that's a dang good pickup. I'm
I
not mad
agree.
at it, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're going to be in the same position as we were before we made this trade, where we only had the eighth pick in the first round. I don't know. I feel like the sixth pick, if someone doesn't fall, like I'm more thinking it's going to be a draft day trade. If someone
Mm,
doesn't fall that we want, like we're just seeing if like Horston falls because I think they're going to go in the top 5, or maybe there is someone that we have in mind and we trade the eighth pick. I don't know.
mm-hmm.
I would be extremely shocked now if we do hold on to both picks.
Yeah, because I feel like we got to do something. So if we package it with something else, I mean, that's what I want personally. So I feel like, hey, if you're not going, you got to make your moves to win now, to make the playoffs now. And if it means getting rid of one or both of the picks, I'm cool with that. I'm not even gonna lie, because next
Yeah.
year is a deeper class. So,
It is, yeah, and I'm hoping that we have a later pick in that draft. Just man,
mm-hmm,
this is just a. It's not an easy decision for Pat over either, because you don't like. He
mm-hmm,
talks about like wanting to keep future pieces on the roster and everything. So how much do you give up? Like, I'm just so curious to see these other trade details for especially the Dallas, Phoenix, Chicago perspective, like what they're going to be
mm-hmm,
adding on, because it just got a lot more close. Like I thought we were firmly like a top 6 team, and I'm
mm-hmm.
definitely more worried. I definitely like our backcourt. It's just again like that center position. Just I feel like it's going to nip us, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
I feel
again,
you on
people
that.
could make strides. Like I'm fine with Cheyenne at the 5, but just someone needs to help her out. Like someone
Mm-hmm,
needs to have a season where like they're a threat to get a double double every game. So someone
mm-hmm.
between Nia, Naz, and Monique need to have a step up from last season. And it's realistic. It's
Mm-hmm.
just someone has to do it, and we can't have the injury issues that we had last season too and everything.
Yeah,
So
because that would make everything come crashing down, and I would hate that.
yeah.
Even though we'll probably be able to get somebody really, really good for next season, but in the draft. But yeah, I want to win now. I
Me
feel
too.
like winning now would be like imperative. Like that needs to be at the forefront of everybody's mind. So yeah, they need to do something.
And thank you, Stephen, for bringing up Tayana Jackson. Like, it feels like people talk about her, or like they just put her like late second. I think she's the second best center in this draft. So if we get
Mm,
the eighth pick, I think she's still there above Kitley. I think she has potential to be a W player, but I think it's more likely it's more like Hunain last year out of NC State, where
mm,
her game just doesn't quite translate. Like
yeah.
Jackson, even when her shot isn't falling, like last season, it was not a good offensive season for her. She was
Mm-hmm.
still just like a monster on defense. And now that she's at it like a more consistent game, I really like her. And man, I would love her in a dream uniform if we keep that eighth pick. Like I really think she would fit well. She's like an Elizabeth Williams with a little more offense, like is the potential I see for her. And
Yeah.
I'm higher on Elizabeth Williams than other people. Like I think she's going to
Yeah.
be like a solid role player in Chicago. I love her
Mhm.
defensively and rebounding, but
Yeah.
yeah, obviously offense left with some to be desired. But
A lot.
uh, yeah, overall, I like the role she fits and everything. And yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
she's going to be a good rotation player in Chicago. And yeah,
Oh yeah,
I'm
she's
going to
gonna be
be
good.
honest. Chicago's one of my top. We're going to do an episode on like top 3 teams or something heading into the season, like our 3 favorites. But
Okay.
Chicago was definitely on there for me. Like I like
Mm-hmm.
them since like during their title run, they were my playoff team when the Dream
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately didn't make it. So yeah, I like a lot of the pieces they're building. And man, I thought this was the year we were going to be able to pick on them a little bit. And now, like,
Yeah.
again, I don't know what this lineup looks like, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's a lot of moving pieces, but I feel like that's gonna be at least a very fun team to watch. They're gonna be a fun team to watch.
I
I can't
agree.
wait. I
But
can't
yeah,
wait to see
again,
that.
the only teams I feel bad for right now, and maybe not feel too bad because the fans are probably winning lotteries now, is Minnesota. I don't
Mhm.
see like Mitchell signing is just not enough to turn the tables with losing Sylvia. They
Yeah.
don't have a legitimate center there right now, and they don't have a point guard.
Mhm.
Like I just don't see how that works. In Seattle, it feels like a hodgepodge as well and everything. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Definitely. Cause I thought for sure they might call up Jordan Canada and be like, "Hey, come on back," and have the position that you probably should have had in the
uh,
first place.
that she has a training camp contract. I hate that so
I
much.
don't like it either because I'm like, well, she really must want to stay in LA, and I feel like, yeah, that's her
So you feel
hometown.
it's
I
that?
get it. I feel like that's what it is because I feel like she enjoyed herself immensely being at home, and
Okay.
she was decent at times. I wasn't screaming at her all the time, was I? But
You were doing it when she was shooting a lot, you were screaming a lot. But again, like
man,
I talked about, especially the ending of the season, like I was wanting her
hmm,
before the Robinson trade. She was an
yeah,
interesting piece to me with just how she could feed the ball when she was shooting like under like 7 times a game or something. That just
yeah,
finding that sweet spot of
because
shooting every now and then, but mainly being a playmaker. So
exactly, man. It, I, I'm not opposed to her being back in LA. It's just I felt like she would move on to another place where she could have a spot that's just hers. Because like I don't know if LA is a good fit for her now with the teams they have now. I mean, she
especially
could
since they
be,
got Clarendon as well,
yeah,
and I really like that signing. So especially
yeah, I
after
did
that,
too.
I
I
was really
really like that.
surprised.
I was surprised with that one too, and I really thought that you know with them signing Clarendon that Canada was gone. That's what I thought, and then they
Yeah,
signed
no
her
one.
back.
I know we'll never get this from Monique, but I want to know. Like she quote tweeted Jordan Canada and like put the eyeballs at one point. Were they thinking of going to the
Ex-
same team, either like Canada potentially thinking Atlanta or Monique to LA? Like I'm really curious what that
That's
was about.
me too, because I thought for sure that they were gonna link up because they were teammates at UCLA. They're both
Yeah,
California girls, so I thought they might end up both of them in LA.
yeah,
But the way LA shaped out, I feel like Monique just went on back to her new home and just I don't know. I don't know what happened with that because that was like it was one of those things. I was like, okay, so what does this mean? And then it ended up
exactly.
meaning maybe nothing. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, and
I wasn't
just
supposed to jump in here, y'all. I was supposed to just be backstage. I wasn't supposed to come
oh
right
no,
here
you're
live.
fine.
I
And
wasn't. No, I was supposed to just be in the back. I was supposed to be like, "Hey guys," I was supposed to tell y'all something and leave. That wasn't the plan. My bad.
you're fine. But yeah, good question. Women's Basketball Daily. Before the season, uh, before free agency started, we were a little worried, especially with how the season ended, with her not playing the second half after just killing it in the first half. It was definitely a possibility that Caldwell would move on from us, and
hmm
yeah, unfortunately, it happened. Uh,
I hate it.
Indiana, I was not expecting it. Like it's where she got
hmm
drafted. Like they must have assured her that she was a part of their future. Like the day after, she was at the Pacers game. So I think she gets a role there, and I really, really think Indiana, like we're at the calm of the storm, where like they just have a lot of players on their roster right now, but they're going to make a move. I just don't see any way that they keep all their draft picks from last season and they have
hmm
two more first rounders this season and the 13th pick. I feel like there's going to be a shakeup, at least one big trade, maybe another one, but they are going to enter the fray. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like, yeah. I honestly, like, I still think Indiana is definitely going to be competing for the playoffs this season. Like, they have the
hmm
pieces, and then they have the pieces to be able to make a trade right now too, and be able to keep most of their roster. So yeah,
It's insane.
I'm very
That's
curious.
very insane. They have a lot. I mean, that's a lot they can use. I don't know. I feel like I've always thought of Indiana as being a bad team. They got the best uniforms though. They have the best uniforms in the W.
The Stranger Things. Yeah.
Yeah, the Stranger Things uniform is insane. That's like the
Mm-hmm.
best. Yeah, that's like the coldest one in the league. I want the Dream to go back to the baby blues, but I think that they have a. I don't know what they do. They have a very young team. I feel like they have a lot of the youth where they could, like you say, they can trade for somebody and have a big splash. But dude, I don't know if they want to stay young and just keep building up with young pieces and just build like that. But I don't see that happening. I think you want to compete very quickly, and we're not gonna talk about. I'm not gonna talk about I'm still depressed. I'm in a very blue mood about that.
I feel
That hurt
you.
my
The
feelings
trade,
so
I don't
bad.
know.
I don't think anybody understand how bad that hurt my feelings. I feel like she went to Georgia. It was just like everything was just aligning. I was like, she went to Georgia. She gonna play for the Dream. I was like, yeah. It just hurt my heart. I was gonna cry. I
No,
was so sad.
and her building block last season, like I don't know, like she had a good season with us. It's
And she
incredible that
had
she got two
she
stints
had a
with
good
us. So
season. That's what I was thinking. I was like, we talked about it when I was on here last time. Like, she had such a good season. Like, she should be a person where we can bring her back. And
Mm-hmm.
it didn't happen. And then I saw Indy. Out of all teams it could have been, I would have been so happy she would have anywhere else like Indiana. I was like, ew,
that's
why?
where she got drafted. I don't know. I think she'll have a role on that team. So yeah, I don't know.
So I just saw something pop up.
You did. Okay,
Yes.
I don't see it on my TL yet. Okay, what
So
did you see?
this is not. It has nothing to do with the trade, but
Oh, okay.
Katie Lou Samuelson is announcing her pregnancy. This is via Christina Williams.
What?
What?
So LA is going to be down Samuelson this year.
Dang.
That is
Okay.
crazy.
Oh, now I see it. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. Wow. Well, congratulations to her and Devin.
Yes. Congratulations.
another announcement. Coach Wright is on Twitter now, guys.
Yep, I saw that.
Yay.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm about to
So
go
now
follow
we
her right
gotta
now.
I don't have anything to say
I-
to her now because she's not going to be like the main person with the trades. I need Pat over to get on here. But, Coach
Yeah.
Wright, it'll be fun.
I mean,
Yeah.
I hope I hope and pray one day Dan Pat over just like, hey guys, let me come on. I'm just like, yeah, that'd be amazing.
It's actually probably good for me that he doesn't because I would have just all sorts of ridiculous trade proposals and stuff.
Me too.
So it's okay. It's probably best that he's not on there and everything.
Just keep giving him ideas. It's just like, man, he's gonna be like, is this an interview or we doing a business meeting?
Exactly. We're giving them all the ideas.
So really quick, like Dallas, I know like it looks like they're trading Mabry, restricted free agent. You'll probably get her for at least a couple seasons. Phoenix is at least getting rid of Diamond DeShields. That's a major asset. New York, like they're going to like just some of their role players, like they're not going to fit in the cap situation. But who is coming out of Chicago? Like that's just the unknown for me.
Yeah.
On what are they going to give for this? Like, is their first rounder potentially in play for getting Mabry and whatever else? Like, I'm just really curious to see if there's a roster player coming off the sky or if they're going to use that fifth pick in whatever they're going to be getting back.
Yeah, I wonder because that's the only piece that there's no type of like no news of like or a rumor of who it is or what it is. So I'm wondering.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's been literally nothing. I even heard Skylar Diggins-Smith a little bit, but that's really died down. I don't think she's part of the trade.
Probably not.
But if she is, that fifth pick is gone. If she's part of that trade, that fifth pick is, say goodbye to that. But I don't think she is. I think the big piece that Chicago's getting is Mabry, and again, makes things interesting. Don't know how it's going to work. It reminds me of like 2021 Atlanta with like having a bunch of guards, but in a better situation for Chicago. I think they're going to make it work. It's just, I don't know, similar to New York, but in a completely different way, but just how the players work with each other and everything, and having reduced roles at times and everything. Like somebody is going to have to be on the bench that won't be on another team. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see how that works out.
Yeah,
I'm not
Go
not
ahead.
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna shake out. I just hope everybody like just comes together and thinks about the team first instead of getting their minutes and getting their buckets. If they work together, that could be a very scary guard situation.
Oh, and by the way, I forgot I'm wearing a Coach Wright shirt, so I made the right choice
that's
tonight.
what's up.
So,
Yes.
Coach Wright, I'm a big fan of
Yeah.
yours. Love what you're doing. If for some reason you
Absolutely.
tune into this,
I like that shirt. Like that's a cool
Yeah.
shirt.
I know. No, I got it right away. Like I love it. I'm like, this is nice. So
Yes.
Yeah.
It is dope.
I don't think we're gonna get jersey reveals next, but can we please? I know I brought this up multiple times, but please give us the white Atlanta Dream jersey to come out, the heroin jersey.
Please. I need all the heroin jerseys. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
They
'Cause
are
there's
so
players-
clean.
There's other players I want to get a jersey for. Like my next one, like I don't know who I would pick, but I don't want to get another Dream jersey when I already have like a couple of the blue with like the Rebel and the red one. Like I would want to be able to get something new.
Yeah.
So I got
Yeah, I
Alicia
want
and
us to
Nas AU t-shirts, like jersey t-shirts. So
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna get one of those.
I want us to. I wish Nike had a thing like how they did in the NBA where they just have a uniform that changes every year, and like because that would be a lot easier. That'd be a lot cooler. Like because everybody loved the Stranger Things one, but like bro, we could make a different version. Like Miami has the same City Edition jersey every year with just different colors. That's all it would have to be. You just have to change it up a little bit. Like just make it different a little bit. It don't have to be like we changing every uniform every year. Yeah, you only changing one, and it's just your special uniform you have. Like it's just the special one you have every year. It'd be really cool to have something like that because you would see a lot of people have different. It'd be like a classic jersey to have every year. Like you just because they don't sell them again after that year. Like they don't get sold unless you can buy them somewhere else. So it'd be really cool to have like just for every year you could have a different jersey for a certain player. It'd be different. It'd be kind of dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hope that happens down the line and everything. That'd be cool. Teams releasing jerseys, and then some like if they're in the area and everything. Like I don't know if Atlanta's closest to Charlotte, like they're not very close, but it'd be cool if like they did like a vintage WNBA jersey of a previous team and like did a dream look on it and everything. Like those
that would be cool.
I love that.
So. That would be cool.
So that would be
a cool
idea, but I don't know how the rights would work for that. So
I know. I wish we could figure that out because I want some Monarchs gear. I want some Comets gear. Like
no,
all
that logo
that.
was like there were just so many cool logos from teams that left and everything. So I'm not gonna.
Yeah, the logos were insane. That's the crazy. Like you go back and look at it, like bro, they put a lot of time and effort in a lot of this stuff. Like I feel like if it should have been if we can expand again, it would be really cool to see like what would come out from a lot of expansion teams. Especially Toronto.
Don't bring up expansion. No,
so bad. God, I want Toronto to get a team so bad. I know Drake's gonna be the owner and all of that, but I just want Toronto to get a team so bad because I wonder, like, are they gonna work? Are they gonna like try to play off the Raptors or something, and like do it like that? Like, I just want to see how they're gonna try to design their uniforms because I feel like they're gonna look insane. They're gonna be gold. I know they're gonna have.
We could. If we're going to be adding another country, we can't be flying commercial still. So right now,
very true.
I would say Portland and Oakland. But whenever that happens in 2025 or beyond, that was really frustrating. Like getting that news, like that late night drop. We talked about that a little bit, but
man, Kathy, where's the money? That's all I want to know.
That's all I want to know. Where's the money at, Kathy?
Well, someone else brought up on the TL too, and like I want their opinions.
I forgot about that.
Like people have been saying like Kathy's like the voice of the owners and everything. Do you feel like there's enough owners that are in place right now that are resisting, and that's what's preventing like expansion or things too? Do you feel like it's a mix of Kathy in that, or do you
I
feel like
think it's
it's more
Kathy.
Kathy making these decisions?
I
Okay, you
think it's
think it's
Kathy.
Kathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because I'll say this. Okay, so you got Joe who owns the Liberty. You have Uncle Larry, who is our owner.
Shout out to
You
Uncle
have
Larry.
you got Matt. You got Matt. I think he just bought the Mercury. A lot of these newer owners, and of course Renee is a part of that ownership group for us too.
And then Vegas too,
In
like
Vegas,
they want to spend money and everything. So
yeah,
Mhm.
the like these owners have ownerships in other things where they have the power to control a lot of stuff. And you can't kind of like, even in the NBA with Joe literally just sent KD to the Suns because he could, like, because he was just like, KD want to go to Phoenix, we gonna make a trade with Phoenix, like, bruh, like, it's stuff like you like it's a way where they have enough to where they, and then when they can speak out on it and they're saying like, hey, we want to get these, like Joe even said, like I don't know why it's a fine for me to even think about flying my players, not non like putting them on chartered flights, and I'm getting fined for putting them on chartered flights. Like, I just want to know where'd that fine money go? Like, where's all this money going? That all these, like, everything, because I know that we might not be making high profitable margins, but we're still making some money to where you should be able to spread it back out and make
no,
more money that we're losing, really and truly.
and I believe it was Uncle Larry that brought this up and everything. Like, owners don't go into the league like to necessarily make more money and everything. Actually, it might have been you, Amber, that said this.
Mhm.
Like, they go into it like to own a team. Like, it's one thing that they get to show on their mantle. Like, hey, I'm the owner of the New York Liberty. I'm the owner of the New York Knicks. Like,
Yeah.
when you become an owner, like, you should invest in your players. So me personally, I think the flights thing is an ownership thing. I think there's resistance on that, and it's an absolute
A
shame.
little bit. Mhm.
Like Kathy going for corporate sponsorships on that, I get why that's not working. No league does that. I'm like, I don't know. I would like the same as the salary cap, like for owners to be able to spend, like there's like a luxury tax. By the way, I do
Mhm.
not condone like going around those rules. I'm not going to go into details or anything on that, but
Mhm.
you got to play by the rules for right now still. Like, you're not doing a benefit to the league if you're like just giving the players extra money and it doesn't fall within like the guidelines and everything. And like Dejanay was tweeting and everything, like it doesn't make a level playing field if that's happened. Like, we don't know for sure if it happened and everything, but you got to do it the right way as far as giving these players money. Like, my favorite idea so far was from one of my least favorite coaches in the WNBA, and Cheryl Reeve. But she talked about how it would be technically legal for an NBA team to sign a WNBA player on contract. So you could use some of that cap space on a WNBA player to be a part of the Lynx organization. Like, you could pay them like $5 million and then they get their salary with the Lynx and everything, and it would be completely legal. So each
Mhm.
WNBA team, like, I'm not a fan right now because like of the NBA and WNBA merging, because there's just been such a dark history with that, and the WNBA not getting what it deserved, teams going out of business because the NBA owners didn't want to invest in them anymore. So
Mhm.
it would not be my favorite idea, but that's something to float around. But I don't know,
I
especially
think
with this. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
you can finish, but I'll go right after.
Oh no, you're fine. I was gonna go to another topic.
I think that with this point, okay, if it's a merger at this point, a lot of the owners are own most of the WNBA teams. Like, a lot of the NBA owners own a lot of the so I feel like they don't want to see it go under, because for a long time, and that's why I say, like, the NBA, and like now, because of David Stern and people to that extent that came in and changed how they were, because in the beginning the NBA was bad. They lost a lot of money. They weren't a
And
Mhm.
they're
very
still, but the thing is, they're still losing a lot of money with those teams and everything.
yeah.
People just do not want to invest the same way into women as
No,
they do for
nobody
men right now.
invests the
And the
same.
product
Yeah.
is there. and us not expand. The one thing that I am putting on Kathy, and I do not think it's the owners, is us not having an expansion team since 2008 when the Dream came into existence is ridiculous with the momentum that NWSL is getting right now with the amount of teams that are bringing. Like, expansion is exciting to people. Thinking about expansion drafts, like players that wouldn't be in the league elsewhere and everything. Like,
imagine having a team. Okay, let's say we bring Houston back, we bring Charlotte back, we bring we bring maybe Portland gets a team. Cali doesn't need they already got the Sparks. I don't think they need another team in Cali.
That Oakland group, like I really like what they're doing with Alana Beard.
That'd be cold.
I'm with that Oakland. Yeah, I like Oakland.
Oakland be cold, yeah. And then you got probably like Miami or maybe somewhere in Florida.
That's
Orlando,
just further
Miami.
down the line. I just don't see them doing more than 2 right now. But I will
that's what I'm saying.
I will
but
go on a
over
long
time,
rant
that's
if
what it
Oakland is not one of those 2 teams. I will go on a long rant.
It should have been at least 2 teams from 2008 to now. It should have been at least 2. From 2. If you did at least a team every 5 years, we still would have had more. We still could have had a lot. Like, it still would have been good. But I don't know. Like, it's kind of weird to how they did it. Like, they just don't want to do anything. Like, and that's why I say it's her fault. Because it's so much other thing. Like, I don't know who she has in her her little group of people she listens to, but like media wise, like I was talking to my dad about this. My dad said I barely see commercials for the W, and I was like, I know. I was like, bruh, it makes no sense that if our season starts right around when the playoffs is ending, we're going into the finals and stuff. Why is those commercials should be run? From where it's NBA, like if you showing people like, hey, the girls gonna play, they playing this Sunday or they playing next, like even when it's games early in the season, like you should be promoting those heavily.
And some of those, it's like on the TV networks, but then also like just the engagement from the WNBA account itself. Like Mark is incredible. That was like one of the best hires they could have made. Actually, it was like his content is like wow. So that's an amazing
great content.
But like just like the spaces last season, like involving like the coin currency and everything, and it was someone like a faceless account with like 15 followers. Like that was an absolute shame. Like
no, the other one, I think the Twitter. No, you know what? I remember when our season was it last year or was it 2020? Our season opener. I'll never forget when they had it on Twitter Live. Oh my gosh! Never again will I watch a Twitter Live WNBA game because they didn't even cover the game. They literally sat up there and had interviews the whole game. I was like, "What are we doing?"
That's just not Twitter Live though. Like that's the actual broadcast, and that did happen. Like that is my number one pet peeve for games, besides mispronouncing or not doing correct pronouns. Right behind that is
the names are horrible. The name,
like just doing interviews. So I hate them doing interviews during games. Like when the content's there, it would not be happening for other events and everything.
They'll literally only have it on Twitter Live. Like I don't understand where because I feel like if you're a company where we're not that, you're not that big, you should be on YouTube. I would rather be on YouTube if you're gonna do something like that. Like don't Twitter is I don't want to have to sit on Twitter. I'm missing notifications. It's the other stuff going on. I can't go look at it because I literally gotta sit in this live, and it's the only way I can watch the game. And you wondering why you only getting 2,000 concurrent viewers on a game, because who wants to sit and watch a game on Twitter for like literally you gotta sit there and then halftime. It's literally them talking. They're not even paying attention to the game. We ain't got no type of no what's the score? You gotta wonder what the score is. Like nothing's right with it. So I would rather it be. And it's
but even if it was on YouTube and stuff, like it's just how these broadcasts are put together. Like I personally was okay with games being on Twitter and everything. Like people who didn't have League Pass and everything, it was so easy to like retweet, get engaged with like fans that are in that chat and everything. It wasn't perfect, like you said, like getting the notifications and everything was hard, but I'm honestly okay with the Twitter platform and everything, like one idea of getting engagement and everything. But obviously, I'm very curious for the next TV deal. Like if there's someone that's going to want
step
to
up and
invest
take over it. Yeah.
And Amazon Prime, like I do not like Amazon as a company. Let me just say that and everything. But
I feel you.
No, I like Prime.
I
I
am
would take
seeing
Prime for the WNBA. No, I would take that. I'm not even
because
gonna
they've been
lie.
doing more interviews and stuff. Like they had Ari Chambers on there, like doing a series recently. Like they've had interviews on there. They had games the previous couple seasons. Like that would not
I'm
be a
very
shock to
fine
me
with
if
that
they're part of this and everything. So
because I feel like I'll say this: it's not fair to people that they have to get Amazon Prime and all of that, and I would hate that. But it's more and more leagues doing it, and it's more and more leagues because baseball did it with Apple, soccer's doing it with Apple this year.
I
NFL
have
did
no
it with
idea.
Amazon. Yeah, you might as well join the train. Like everybody's doing it now where they're getting these big contracts with these companies and they're like, "Hey, look, we'll give you these games and they'll be only on like literally it was a Braves game where it was a big Friday night game that was literally only on Apple TV." Like, you understand, like it's insane to think about because some people just don't have Apple TV or have access to Apple TV. So it's a hard thing to do. But I mean, everybody's doing it. Like, if think about it, Thursday night football didn't lose viewers this year. It really actually gained. I think they said it almost gained. Actually, might have gained a little bit more than it has in the last couple of years.
I just
So
want one primary thing, like just investing into the W, like that. I just want to see someone
yeah,
just put a lot of money, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens on that and everything. Like,
Fingers crossed. And I hope Kathy doesn't like sabotage it because I feel like she self sabotages so much. I just feel like she does. It's just a
yeah.
trait of hers, but it's just she doesn't like the way she words stuff, the way that she like
Oh, that's
kind of
my number one thing. Like, I don't know.
yeah,
It's one thing to say like expansion's delayed, but to blame it on the BG situation
it's
was nuts.
crazy.
And then her response to like while this was going on, like I'm not gonna go full into it and stuff, but I did not like her response on like the players want to play overseas that they would be anyway, even if they were getting more money. That was
Boy.
baloney.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
who we talking about? Who we talking about?
Oh, we're still talking about the Kathy.
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
as good at
Oh,
coming up with nicknames on the fly as you, Amber. I'm sorry. I was trying to think of
Hey,
something, and
like
she'd
I
be
don't,
cracking me up in our chat. Her
man.
jokes be funny.
bruh, Kathy is. I don't. You know what we deal? I say this because I say I talk about y'all know I talk about everything. So I've seen bad commissioners and bad like league officials. It's been she's been one of the worst I think league commissioners I've ever seen, really and truly. Because I even the NCAA and I despise the NCAA with a passion, like with a burning. It's a burning passion in me to despise the NCAA, and they literally have become more progressive and done more towards actually helping their players and their athletes with profit and gaining money and stuff in the last couple of years than I've ever thought I'd see. So you got to think if you're any other like look at it, you go to Goodell. He's had some struggles, but he hasn't been horrible. He's had some very shaky times. Adam Silver hasn't been too shaky. Stern was more shaky than Silver. Silver's had to deal with a lot more crazy stuff though, but but it's more like she hasn't shown the effort that a lot of these other people, especially towards their players, because the NBA has become more
I give you
protective of
that
their
one.
players. As NFL has, we've gone to we remember the whole concussion thing. We remember the whole they've gone to extreme lengths to protect their players and protect their money, their
And I still
contracts,
don't
all of
think
that.
they're doing it enough and everything. But still, like the money wise, I don't know. Like, I feel like doing men's leagues and women's leagues, like it's apple to oranges right now because like the same
Yeah,
investment's just not
it's
happening.
just
And just
it's
Mhm.
like
so
similar leagues, the NW, like I'm sorry, I am not thinking of the PHF or something, the Pro Hockey League, Pro Women's
Oh
Hockey
yeah.
League, and then
yeah,
the
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
NWSL. They like they're just seeing major growth and like well, providing for players and everything. Yes, we had the updated CBA, but there were so many things that weren't on the table before they had to agree. They had to agree that
Exactly.
prioritization was going
Yeah,
to happen, and they had to agree that there were going to be commercial flights. Those things had to be agreed on before they could
Mhm.
talk about anything else in the CBA. So,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
yeah.
it
I
happened
think
before the pandemic as well. A lot of
yeah,
people
the
forget that.
pandemic thing was just it messed up, and it's a lot of CBA stuff that like you have to there has to be when the next CBA comes around, it has to be a real deep discussion. Like I feel like they kind of pulled out of this one. They kind of got finessed out of it a lot because like we had to sit through COVID, like like they couldn't really do a
Mhm.
lot. So I mean, it will get. I feel like it, like you say, NWSL for them to be a very they're now a very carried soccer league because a lot of people want to watch it. Like I'll say that like if there are more exciting soccer league and I love MLS, but NWSL is like, bro, like if they're our best soccer players, let's be honest. Our American women's soccer is our best soccer. So a lot more people want to watch that, but we don't have a way. It's weird how a lot of these they get like pushed off TV. Like I think the only time I saw an NWSL game was on Lifetime, and I said to myself, like, who's gonna watch a game? What grown man is gonna sit there and turn a Lifetime at 12 o'clock in the afternoon to watch soccer? Like it just doesn't fit. None of like the stuff where like okay, our deal with Bally, okay, that was that like time we have a game on Bally, I can tell
Oh
people,
wait,
hey,
I
we
thought it
got a
was
game on
Bali
Bally.
Sports this whole time.
Hmm?
So it's Bali?
It's
I thought it was
Bally.
Yeah, it
Bali.
is Bally.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
Bally. Yeah, it's Bally.
Okay.
Yep. It's Bally.
It's country. It's way more country than you expected. I thought it was
Yeah.
Bali at first, and it was like, no, it's Bally
Nah, it's
Sports. I
Bally.
was like, damn.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it's Bally Sports.
And they're
Like it
going out
was,
of
you can.
business, aren't they? From what I
They're a
heard.
casino. They're all over Vegas. I was in Vegas and I saw a whole bunch of Bally Sports stuff, and I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. I think they're like a gambling or something like that. It's kind of like Harris or something like that. Like they got one of those type of deals. So, but they are very. But I think the thing with like you can tell people, hey, it's a game on Bally, turn to Bally. Like especially dream games, like you can tell somebody, hey, turn to Bally, it's on Bally. They gonna turn. You can turn to it. You tell
Mhm.
somebody dream games on like it just depends. Like if we go to prom, you can't tell us, hey, we finna be on prom tonight. Some people might not watch it. Like some people just might not care. So it's hard when you try to put sports on people because they might not watch it. Might just not watch it. The Dream have been killing my timeline though. Have y'all been getting Dream like tweets like did for
For the
about the
tickets.
tickets and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
whole timeline has been Dream promoted tickets. I'm like, God.
Exactly. I
I
need to
was
go
like,
ahead and get me
they
some
promote. I
season
need to go ahead
tickets.
and buy them. I need to go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
get
Yeah. Oh
season
no,
tickets.
and there's going to be like I don't know. I'm really excited for the future and everything. Like, yeah, but I think we have an ownership group that really wants to
They care to
buy into
invest.
this team. Like they've been
Yeah,
saying
they
all the
they
Mm-hmm.
right
carry.
things. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see it more in action where we get like the reveal that the Liberty did for their locker room and everything. And really
Oh,
quick,
it's gonna
I
be
did
so
notice
nice.
the comments, and we haven't touched on this at all. What do you think of Coach VJ joining the coaching group and everything?
Man, it was a surprise, but kind of not at the same time. But I was happy about it. I was very happy about it. It's just it's depending on how involved, like what she's gonna what that setup is gonna be like. Because I know her and Alicia had a little bit of a tiff back in like a
I know
couple
you
of seasons
mentioned that,
ago.
so that's what was
Yeah,
holding me back. Like you
yeah, that's
bringing
the
that
only
up.
thing that I'm wondering about because yeah, they did have like around the time of the Olympics when she played 3-on-3 and then
Oh,
came
really quick
back.
before you share it, like, was
Yeah.
the argument something like this? Like, man, if we were just on a team with Ryan, everything would come together. Like, was the argument like that?
See, I wish that was it. But I feel like now, it should come together a little bit better. But yeah, like it was just a little bit of a tiff where she was like, "Yeah, Alicia forgot how to play 5-on-5 or something like that," and I felt
Oh, I
like it
did
was a
hear
little
that.
dig, and I was like,
I do
"But
remember that.
Alicia's that girl, like what we talking about?" And
By
then
the
she
way,
was,
us in a 3-on-3 tournament, man, like if there was like a,
mm-hmm.
I brought this up by the way, like this would be so much fun for an all-star game to be a 3-on-3.
Oh yeah,
Everybody brings
That
their
would be
best three, and there's
fun.
little like a
Oh, that would be
round
fun.
robin double elimination tournament. But
that
Ryan,
would be fire.
Alicia, and Cheyenne,
Oh, that's
that would be like a
disgusting.
lethal 3-on-3. I would love to
Ooh,
see it.
Are we doing
So
3-on-3? Are
yes.
they doing 3-on-3 like how Olympic the non-stop 3-on-3? Yeah, that'd be bruh.
yeah,
I
like
watched
that
it,
would
bro. I
just juice
watched
up
that
the
game and
all-star game and everything. Because
I was so surprised watching it. Like I was like, bruh. I was like, bro, they just scored. We already going down the court. Like it was very fast paced. I was like, I've never seen this play before. I was really entertained. I was like, this is kind of
Mm-hmm.
fun. Like
It
it's a
was
really
fun.
fun game. Like I was like, that was like that. It's because it's quick pace. Like it's not like you can't stop. Like it's really like it's hard to be hey, everybody calm down. Like bro, you gotta go. It's cool to watch. I say, look, I think Alicia tweeted it, was talking about the backcourt, was like, man, it's gonna be scary. But I think she said in the press conference, she was like, it's gonna be scary. Like she was like it's just gonna be scary. I was like, bro, that rotation is insane. Like wing,
Mm-hmm.
like guard rotation is gonna be insane. There's no I feel like defensively, like bro, you can't stop them. Like it's gonna be Steel City. Like it's gonna be
that's I'm
so
really
much.
confident on the offensive side, but it's like our backcourt defensively, like I don't
Oh,
know, like the players we had at the 2 and 3, like Maya, like she gave like a lot of energy and everything. But like
Listen,
outside of
I
Ari,
wouldn't
like our
be.
backcourt, like Alicia,
I would
Ryan,
not be so afraid. Don't be so afraid. I'm just tell you that. Don't be so
yeah,
afraid
no,
because I'm
I'm
telling
saying
you,
our deep.
the
You're worried about our
defense.
defense a little.
I'm not. I'm not.
Our
I
front
am.
court defense, I am, but our
That
backcourt,
is
like
where I'm.
Alicia and
Yeah,
Ryan,
yeah,
are like.
front court definitely.
front
I'm
court
more
is going to
nervous
be a little
about.
scary,
Oh
but
yeah, but as far as Alicia and Ryan, I
mm-hmm.
just cannot wait to see how they fit together because they're both players that
Clamps.
go full on both ends. Like it's going to be fun. And like the WNBA page was having a glitch. I was going to show like a graphic, and we're going to talk about this a lot more heading to the season and stuff. But we need to find depth for Ryan, and Alicia's going to be helping with that. But
Mm-hmm.
Ryan's fourth quarter stats were like I'll show them at another time and everything, but they were
I already
yeah
know that was
rough
up there.
because she had to do so much in the first 3 quarters and everything with our team. Like
mm-hmm.
just having that support, like she only had Tip for a little bit, she only had Caldwell for a little bit, like just the amount that was on her shoulders. Like I'm just
Yeah, they
Ryan
rolled her.
individually, I think
Yeah,
he's just going to have an even
she's
better
more
season,
free
which is
now. I
shocking.
feel like
So
her fourth, because let's think about it. I feel like last year if you were another team, you gonna think who gonna get the ball in the fourth, like who you think's gonna take those last couple of shots, especially last year's team. It was gonna most definitely be Ron. Like she was gonna be the girl on the team to be like, hey, give me the ball these last couple of minutes and let me take these shots because I'm
and
gonna hit
most
them.
of the time, like we didn't even use Ryan and everything like for those last
Yeah,
second shots because they were like just
they
more
were
intentionally
they'll
guarding her and
double her,
stuff.
triple her. Like, yeah, they knew
Mm-hmm.
And
a
They
lot
knew
of
who
people
was
knew where
coming
the
to.
ball was going. So it's
Mm-hmm.
hard in the fourth, especially in the fourth. Like you see it, like, especially with good players. Like they'll bracket them, they'll put multiple people on them. So like it's hard for her to really sit there and be like, hey, I want the ball, and it's two people in front of her the whole time. Or she's getting trapped soon as she catches it. Like it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
So now she's able to she'll be able to operate a lot more. Like it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be nasty.
You
The
gonna have to
team,
pick your poison.
yeah, like you can't try to it's too many good scores on this team now. Like you can't just be like, hey, I'm gonna guard this person and like put all my effort on this person. Cause no, we gonna give Alicia and then she gonna pop. Like it's hard. It's hard to guard that. And it's not a lot of backcourts like Ron and Alicia that could guard Ron and Alicia. So, there's
Yeah, our
You gotta
backcourt I'm
think.
really confident about. It's just, I don't know. Like I brought up earlier in the show, I would be willing to move our 6th or 8th, potentially both, depending on who it is, to get that other person that's going to be in tandem with Cheyenne. Again, like the players in our lineup, they could step up. Nia Coffey was really good with the Sparks. Naz Hillman was making progressive steps and everything. Billings, I'm confident with defensively and rebounding, like we talked about. Offensively, I lost confidence a little more in everything, but maybe it comes around more consistently for her. But if we don't make that trade, something has to happen, especially with the rest of the league getting competitive.
Do you think we can attack and get that person with the 6? With the 6 pick? Do you think we can go get somebody to be next to Cheyenne with the 6 pick, or
the player I talked about the most is Tayana Jackson, but I would want her on the bench more to start with at center. I think she isn't being talked about enough, but I don't think she's franchise altering this season. She could be she could make a difference, but I see it more coming defensively. Like for Shakira, when she was more a defensive specialist when she came with the Mystics at first, and then as the season progressed, she got more and more comfortable. So I would feel it more being that, but on a less dramatic scale offensively. Defensively, she'll be there, but I think it's going to be a little more of a project getting her to consistent double-double territory. But defensively, I made that Elizabeth Williams comparison for a reason. I have a lot of confidence.
It was a very good comparison because from what I've seen, I could definitely see
Shakira
that.
made me so mad last year. The whole year, I was just like, bro, she's so good. Oh my god, I was like, God, she's so good. Every time we played him, I was like, God, she's so good. I was like, God, can she stop? God. And then Della Dawn came back. I was like, God, can they stop? I'm like, God, please.
Yeah, they really were beating us up.
That was the most. I feel like the Mystics last year was I hated watching
the
those games
thorn in my side.
Connecticut is the biggest thorn to me. We struggle to stay within double digits of them. It feels
it would be like
Also,
I was okay with every other game. I was like, I feel like my favorite game last year was the Sparks game at home. That was my favorite game last year.
Really?
They played twice. Yeah,
the ending of that game was fun.
Being in the building. Oh my god!
Oh yeah, you was there.
Even though most of the players are gone now, from the team, the players that majorly contributed in the Aces game, that's still my favorite.
That was a good one too.
Us knocking off the Storm at home was also really good.
That was a really fun win. That was a fun win. Yeah, that was a good. I remember watching that game. We gonna win this game. I was so shocked. I promise you, I was so shocked. I was like, we gonna win. I stayed up and I was like, bro, this is late. I have never stayed up this late for WNBA game. I was like, golly. And I was sitting there watching we gotta win because I stayed up. I was like, we are winning. I stayed up all night. I'm gonna be so mad. I stayed up that whole night just watching that game. I was like, and then we went. I think I gotta say that spark. I think it was so much animosity we had towards LA built up that week up to that game. We had built up so much. The whole LA is not Atlanta shirts. Bro, we built up so much. Yeah,
because that first game, that was the animosity where they had all that LA is not Atlanta, and then that last game. The last game I feel like was better, honestly, because it was
the last game was better.
Competitive.
The last game was better.
And being in the building, boy, when I tell you I was sweating because I had my LA stuff on, that's the only time I wear opponent's colors, okay? I had a lot of animosity on my timeline when I said I was going to wear my NECA jersey. Listen, that's the only time I wear opponent's
colors. That's one of the few players I'm okay with. I told you, NECA is class player.
I think I was in that crowd.
Exactly.
Because I was like, you wearing what Dream game?
It was so funny.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, I'm crazy
because you wore it at home. I was like, you could have went. You could have went.
Listen, until I go to LA, I'm going to wear my LA jersey when they come to town. I don't care.
I'm not even mad. And on a
Lakers fans though. So
if I lived in Atlanta and the Wings came and everything, I'm a big Jasmine Dickey fan. I know, right now she's a role player and everything, but loved her game at Delaware and everything. I would wear a Jasmine Dickey jersey to a game one time.
You understand. You understand. If your favorite player,
If I had a Candace Parker jersey, I would most definitely. If she was in town,
Exactly.
I'm definitely.
But I
wearing
would
the
still
jersey,
be rooting for the Dream, just I
Yeah,
would
I'm definitely
laugh when
rooting
that
for the
player
Dream.
scored as
Yeah.
well, which I'm hoping
Exactly.
happened, Amber. Is that what happened? Or were
No,
you
she was
rooting for
most
both
definitely in
teams
there
at the
chilling for
same time?
necklace. She was most
What?
definitely screaming his
Listen,
neck and name the whole time.
listen. I'm gonna put it like this, right? LA was the very first team that I ever cheered for, right? Lisa Leslie brought me into the W as a fan, right? So LA is legacy, that's my forever
I'm
team.
very surprised I'm not an
But
LA fan, man.
but when Atlanta came to fruition as a team, especially when Angel got on the team, that has been my hometown, my love. I love them so much. It hurts. Don't forget that. I'm a fan
No,
of
I
both.
understand that.
I'm a fan of both, and I will not choose. But when LA comes to town, I do cheer for Necca, so I can't say nothing about it.
Okay,
I was gonna say
no,
I
that's
know.
fair. And like,
Yeah.
I don't have any like hometown affiliations for anything on Why I Like the Dream. I just made my decision and everything. I'm just randomly in the middle of the nowhere in the central United States. Like
Mm-hmm.
it is what it
Exactly.
is. But yeah, one thing we can agree on, we're going the right direction and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping there's going to be some good seasons. And unlike, unfortunately, with Angel and Tip, I'm hoping we take it all the way sooner rather than later and everything.
Listen,
So.
the day that happens, I'll be in the building. Please believe it. I'm
Oh
And we
gonna be
better
in the
not be
yeah,
playing
building.
LA in the championship because
Dream
Yeah,
usually
they
get
better not.
anywhere near a final. I'm at every home game.
Oh,
I want that to be known. I'm at
it's
every home
over.
game.
It's over. It will
Uh,
happen sooner rather than
you will
later.
see me on TV. You will see me
Yep,
on
me
every
too.
ABC broadcast. Like I will be there in all. I'm talking about you gonna see. I might get. You know what I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get them big red mischief boots that everybody wearing, and I'm gonna
Oh
wear them
no.
to the game.
those Kirby boots.
Oh
Yes, I'm
my
getting the
god.
Kirby boots,
I
and
mean,
I'm wearing them
Pac-Man
to the
boots.
game.
You gotta wear the Ryan jersey with
Yes, with
the
the
red
Ron.
boots.
Yes, I'm telling you, I'm getting the Ron. I'm getting the Ron Rebel jersey, and I'm getting. Yeah, I'm getting the
Get
Ron
the
Rebel
red
jersey,
one.
and I'm getting the mischief. I'm getting them big red boots, and I'm getting red. You know, I'm rocking red pants too. We going all red,
Oh
and we
no.
just gonna
Oh
walk in
god.
there, and we just go. We go in there. We every game, every game. So I hope they just tell me come sit courtside just for the
Exactly.
optics. Just for the optics of it, just so everybody on national TV can see me sit courtside with them big boots on. I
Lord have
don't think they
mercy.
have it in my size though. I feel like it would. Look. Everybody else looks like a cartoon character. Mine would look very comical. Like I wear a size 15. There's
Oh
no way
god.
that like they're gonna look comical on me. Like they're gonna look like Ronald McDonald shoes, and then it's just gonna look horrible. Like I can't get those. They too big. They unless they're wide footed, then I can think about it. But no, I'm gonna be walking around looking like Ronald McDonald. I can't do it.
And I feel
Just be
like that's a
like,
good note to end on.
yeah, we're gonna leave it right at Ronald
With the clown
McDonald.
shoes.
But I was hoping the trade was going to drop when we were on here, but unfortunately, this is probably it's going to bleed into the weekend and everything. But
Yeah.
hopefully, we get some more Atlanta news before next week. But
Fingers
or at
crossed.
least we're just trying to do this weekly and everything. Again, this is the Atlanta Dreaming Pod and everything. But we have like videos on YouTube going from like the Daniel Robinson trade was our first episode and everything. Like we went over Alicia. Like we have covered a lot of ground, and we're going to keep doing it this off season, leading to the draft, leading to the regular season, and then when we make our playoff appearance. So just follow us along for
Yes.
the whole journey. We're going to have some fun, and yeah. Any last words from either of you?
Man, go dream.
Go Dream.
Yeah, go Dream. Hey, y'all follow these guys. Y'all follow them on Twitter. Please. Y'all know if you don't know who I am, I'm Tyrone. Hey y'all. These are my dream people. I consider them my greatest workers as I say this. As they my look,
I'm obsessed. I would be doing this regardless of
two of my
what's going on.
Exactly.
I'm
strongest,
too
two of my
obsessed.
now look, I have four very strong people that come on here and do shows. Y'all don't see me a lot. If y'all used to see me a lot more than y'all do now. But these are y'all faces of the channel. Like these are the people y'all want to talk to. Follow them on Twitter. Like they talk to
At
y'all.
Amby Wrights, ENFP
Look,
underscore hoops. We talk
he
nonstop
talk. They talk.
WNBA.
Look, they're on
nonstop.
Twitter. They talk. They are responsive. I will say that because I'll be on. Look, I will be at work and I'll see them tweet at least 3-4 times while I'm at least in the first couple of hours of me at work. So like they're very active. You'll see them post about the dream stuff a lot, especially if I'm not. Especially if I haven't talked about it. If you don't see me talking about it, they're gonna talk about it before anybody. So make sure you should give them all the love and the praise. Follow them. That's all I have.
Okay. Yeah, no praising, but
Thanks.
yeah,
Not see.
we
Okay.
appreciate it.
No, no praise.
Appreciate you.
All right. Have a good night. We'll talk to you all later.
See you guys.
All right, so.